How to lower the boom to supersize your business. Horne-Ellstrom here. Our idiom today is, of course, lower the boom. Lower the boom means to scold or to punish strictly or to make sure that people follow the rules. Now, I don't know about you, but COVID-19 2020 has probably felt more like a year that we've had the boom lowered on us as human beings than any other year in any of our individual history. Now, of course, each of our experiences are different, but in mass, we've all made massive changes. We've all had new rules, new guidelines, new policies and procedures and things that we've had to follow that we've never had to follow before. Just think about going to the grocery store and trying to get groceries nowadays. All kinds of things that we do differently now than we did just a few short months ago. So, lowering the boom. This idiom, of course, comes from the shipping industry, and we're going to talk about 3 ways that you can use lowering the boom to supersize and grow your business. But let's talk about where it came from first. It came from the shipping industry and from the theater, and it's the mechanism that they use to lower cargo and supplies onto ships. If you've ever been on a cruise ship or a Navy yard or in a military base, you may have seen booms in operation. If you've been in a manufacturing facility, we use booms a lot in manufacturing to move heavy things around, right? They often have booms in car maintenance shops now, where they have booms that lift heavy parts like engines into automobiles to repair them. So depending on your experience, you may or may not have seen booms. Booms also are very popular in theaters, theater companies, theaters, big event venues tend to have booms or cranes or things that they use. A crane is a good example of a boom. A crane is used to lift and move heavy things. If you've ever seen somebody lift trusses onto a house or a building project or a building in the city, you've seen booms in operation. I actually experienced a different type of boom. One of my jobs in the summertime between college semesters, college years, I worked for 3M, Minnesota Mining and Manufacturing, out in Valley, Nebraska one summer, making oil spill booms. If you've seen an oil spill on the news or on television or in a video perhaps, they have these rings of absorbent pads. They're not pads, they're absorbent, big tubes filled with absorbent material that's blown into them, and they're hooked together and put around an oil spill to contain the oil spill. I made those one summer. So that's my personal experience with booms. And in any manufacturing site, and in most of our businesses, we have rules and regulations, and especially for safety, that we follow. Guidelines and processes and procedures that we follow in our businesses. But we all know that, so that's not one of the ways I'm going to talk about how you can lower the boom in your business to supersize and grow your business. I want to talk about the softer side of lowering the boom, the side that has to do with punishing or making people follow the rules. So what are 3 ways that you can do that in your company that add to the corporate culture, that make it a better organization to work for, that make the environment awesome and people want to work in, versus subtract from it? Because if you can be a strict taskmaster, you can be a really, and it's your business, you can do whatever you want. You can be super duper strict by holding people accountable, or you can, and I say you can be an example, or you can be an enforcer, or you can be an influencer. I held people accountable, but I would say I'm more of an influencer in my organizations than I am an enforcer. It's more about, is somebody a good fit or not? So what are the 3 ways? Number 1, first and foremost, and a lot of people forget to do this, share your expectations with people up front. If everybody knows what's expected of them, what the guidelines and the rules and the expectations are, they are much more likely to follow them. Secondly, provide constant and continuous feedback to people. One of the things that I've seen, to my horror, in not just corporate America, but in many environments, if you're going to give someone positive feedback, do that in public. If you're going to give somebody praise, do that in public. If you're going to punish someone or give them negative feedback, always do that in private, and always do that quietly and calmly for the benefit of the person that you're giving that feedback to. So the second way to lower the boom in your organization: first way, have clear expectations up front. Second way, give feedback, appropriate feedback, and hold people accountable. We're all 100% responsible and accountable for our results and the consequences of our actions. Hold people accountable, but you can hold people accountable in a way that helps them grow and be a better, more cohesive part of the organization, or you can give them feedback in a way that destroys them. If you destroy people, guess what? They're not going to work for you very long. And the third way I think that we can use the idiom lower the boom in our businesses to grow and help them is to be that example. Be the example. You as the leader of the organization, create and contribute to the culture and the environment that people work in. People don't need the boom lowered on them if they know what the expectations are, if they're getting feedback along the way, if they're feeling like their contributions to the organization are valued, what they do is important, and if you have a common goal that everybody's moving toward and working toward, that's part of the expectation sharing. You won't have to lower the boom in your organization. Unless, of course, you're moving things onto ships or you're dropping scenery backstage. Go out, make it an awesome, amazing day. Love to know your experience with lowering the boom. Have you ever had the boom lowered on you? I have. I've been fired. I've had the boom definitely lowered on me before. And I'm sure I lowered the boom on people when I was younger, and I was more of an enforcer. When I first started my quality career, I was probably more of an enforcer than I was an influencer. And I switched that up pretty quickly in my career because I found, like I said, you can catch more flies with honey than you can with vinegar. So, have an amazing day. I will be with you tomorrow with another interesting idiom. What does it mean? Where does it come from? And how might you apply it to your business today? Take care.